Hi everyone, welcome. Lauren again here from Acting Classes in Perth. This is episode number 19 of the Acting Classes in Perth, your questions answered daily show. The show where I'm here to answer all your acting related questions at 7 p.m. every single night, here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live simultaneously. Super pumped for today's episode. But first of all, a huge shout out to anyone out there who is watching us. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so today's question comes into us from Diane. Now, before we jump into Diane's question, if you are watching us, give us a big thumbs up. I would love to know you're out there. Ask a question, leave a comment. If you don't have one, just simply say hello. I try to get back to with everyone as quickly as I can. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a question today, and that question is coming into us from Diane.
Hi Lauren, it's Diane. How can you use acting to improve your life, if anything? Thanks.
Diane, thank you. A hugely common question that I get in here at Acting Classes in Perth. Yes, absolutely. Acting is life-changing, and here's why. A lot of students come to our beginner class. It's a free 3-hour intro class. They have very little or no acting experience, and they come in very nervous and unsure what to expect in the acting space, right? They learn very quickly because of some of the warm-up exercises and activities we do early on in all of our classes that every single class we offer is firstly fun. When we're not going to break you down. I think that's so unprofessional early on that you get broken down in any acting class. If that's what happens to you, you need to stay away because that is not being run well. I think it's so important that it doesn't break you down, but more importantly helps build you up. And I've heard so many bad stories of actors going to classes which are far too intense and maybe too ego-driven to actually help the individual. So what I want you to focus on is building yourself up. That's where we are, I feel, probably the best at, right? So they come in and they're very nervous, very shy. They haven't done much acting. They learn very early on that all of our classes are, number one, fun, number two, creative, they're different, but most importantly, they are non-judgmental. I don't care where you're from, I don't care your background, I don't care your ethnicity, religion, skin color, it doesn't matter in our acting class. What we're about is filling this space with happiness, creativity, love, and exploring how we can become better people in the time that we have here on this planet, right? And we do that through acting. So what happens with acting and your acting development and training is that you start to explore, one, stories, and two, characters, right? And you start to develop and build characters. Now, when you do these two things, in terms of the craft anyway, the business is more advanced further down the line, right? But in terms of the craft, you have the story and you have characters. So number one, when you start identifying, exploring, learning, and understanding the story that's being played here, what you end up doing is subconsciously looking back in your own life and looking at, well, what's maybe my story, right? Like if my life was a film or a play, what would my story be, my overall arcing story? What would be some of the smaller, maybe B or C storylines within that overall story within my life? And then also you look at the character development, and when you start asking what are very specific character questions that we teach you about developing and building the world of your character, when you do this enough, right, what happens is that you start asking those questions subconsciously, right? Not consciously, subconsciously, and they come back into the back of your mind. You're asking them without even thinking, on your own life, on your own choices, on your own character. And then what happens is you start to see your life in a bit more of a objective fashion, not so subjectively, and you can kind of step back and say, why did I make the choices I made, and what did that lead to, the outcomes that were became present in my life. Is that what I wanted? How could I change that, right? So yeah, absolutely, Diane. Acting is so life-changing because the skills of character development and of understanding story directly relate to you in your life and how you can better manage your emotions, deal with conflicts, how you can get up and, do public speaking. I've had students come into a free 3-hour session and be completely nervous, they break down crying right in that moment because they've never had to get up and talk in front of people. Right. And then all of a sudden they realize that this space is full of so much love and support and compassion and no judgment. And they then feel safe. They feel like they can open up and they can trust in that process and in the people in that space. And then within a year, I have seen those people, those particular actors, go on and they're on stage and they're in front of hundreds of people in the audience, and that is a huge change and a huge growth. And they could have done that without acting, but acting helped them do that. Acting was what they found rather than maybe more of your traditional therapies or psychology. They decided to actually confront that through the craft of acting. And it's so incredibly beautiful for me having the opportunity to work with you guys. I feel so incredibly lucky to watch you and help you and keep you safe along that journey. So, it works with public speaking, with confidence, with job interviews, with relationships, with you understanding your psychology better. There are so many on-flow effects of studying acting. Great question, Diane. Thank you so much for sending that in. If you've had a great experience with us, hey, throw it in the comments. Let us know how acting classes has helped you develop yourself in a way that you were maybe grown, who were different from when you started, more confidence, public speaking, job interview, relationship, psychology, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to know specifically how it helped you. You don't have to open up and be too revealing in the comment section, but hey, just leave us a line or two, and that will help others as well who may be watching this who are a little bit nervous about going out there. And if you are interested, by all means, hey, check out our website. You'll find a whole lot of information on some of our upcoming free 3-hour acting classes there. You can go to our homepage, actingclassesinperth.com. There's no .au, or you could go directly to our free class page. That's actingclassesinperth.com/free. We would love to see you there. We would love to help you. We just love what we do, and we're really privileged that you might be at the right time in your life to take those first steps. So a lot of respect to you for that, very sincerely, because I know it's nerve-wracking, and you will very quickly realize and learn that you are not alone. Often you feel alone, but you know what? You're not alone. We have had students who really had nobody, and they felt very alone, very isolated. And not only have they built themselves, but then also on top of that, they've built immense relationships and friendships with other students in the class. And it's just such a privilege to be a part of that. So, hey, if you are interested, head on over to actingclassesinperth.com/free. You will see me there at one of those classes, and I would love to meet you. Come up and say hi. Well, if you loved this question from Diane, please share this video. Click the share button and support your local actor. Help out. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you like and follow our page. If you're following and watching us here on YouTube, click subscribe, and then make sure you click the notifications bell to stay connected with everything we are doing. If you're watching us, or I guess more specifically listening to us on iTunes right now, click the subscribe button and we'll keep you updated with every episode as they become available. Thank you so much to everyone out there who's watched not only this episode, but previous episodes. It means a heck of a lot. Tomorrow we have the big 2-0. Tomorrow we are moving on to episode 20. I'm super excited. I'm loving all these. I hope you are too. If you have any questions, you can ask a question at one of our workshops or any of our classes or courses. We always take the microphones, and Jason pulls you aside if you do have a question, and you can just record it. We'll throw it on the show here. We'll answer it. We will link to you. We'll help build your social presence as well within the acting community. I'm going to see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another awesome episode and another question that I answer here. I hope you have a great night. Until then, stay safe, and like always, happy acting.